Hello and welcome to the Insecure Chef. We're here today and we're going to be doing a breakfast dish. And that breakfast dish is French toast casserole. So what I'm doing right now is I'm melting up a stick of butter. So you just give me a moment for that. And once that's melted up, I'm going to be pouring in a cup of packed brown sugar, okay? And stir it until it goes in. So I'm just going to move this around a little bit. Most of it's now melted. Now today we won't be finishing it completely, though there'll be nothing of great importance for you. I'm going to be saving this for a future dish, so I'm going to be putting it in the refrigerator. Otherwise, you would complete the recipe in the oven, which I'll explain at the end. So now I'm putting in a cup of brown sugar into the melted butter. Pack it, get it back unpacked. And now I'm just going to be stirring around just to get it dissolved. That shouldn't take too long, hopefully, because the brown sugar goes in pretty quick. Okay. And again, as I say, this is going to be a casserole, so that can be divvied up, brought out as one piece, or you can plate it prior to serving it to your guests. All right, this is almost done. I'll show you what it looks like when I bring it over closer to the camera. Yeah, looking good. I mean, melted butter and brown sugar smells great just to begin with. I don't know how healthy it is, but okay. I think that's fine. Show you what that looks like here. Got a good look at that?
Yep.
Okay. All right, I'm going to now be pouring it into a well-buttered 9x13 or thereabouts baking dish. Okay. Let me get that back here. And then we're just going to make sure it gets spread around well. Because you'll see the butter is trying to separate, but it won't. We won't allow that. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to do this. Make sure it covers the entire bottom. Okay, looks pretty good. I see one little hole here. Close that up. There we go. Okay, at this point now, we're going to be adding 1 8-ounce semi-stale French bread that I have cubed up. And you'll see that here in front of you. I think Virginia will give you a good look at that. And we're going to take that and we're going to spread it over the top of the brown sugar mixture. Right now I'm just going to kind of put them in semi-even to make sure that I have enough bread. And again, this was an 8-ounce standard diameter loaf of French bread. Okay, that's good. Now as we start it, we can start crowding it in a little bit more. Alrighty. Yeah, the 8-ounce size is perfect for this. And again, all I did was essentially cut the 8-ounce loaf in half. And then each one of those halves I sliced, and then each one of those slices I halved again. You can come up with any method you might like. Yeah, and try to get them to get down as flat as you can, like that one should be like that. And, well, that big guy will have to work out. Okay. What do you think? You think that's spread well enough? Look good? Alrighty. Alright. Now, what we're going to do here is we have a bowl of, there are 6 eggs. Already cracked and they're in that bowl. And we're going to add to that milk, vanilla extract, almond extract, and a teaspoon of cinnamon. So the milk is 1 cup, if I remembered correctly. I'm sorry, 2 cups. I knew that wasn't wrong. It was 2 cups. I'm going to add 2 cups of this. What do you think, hon? You think I should beat the eggs first a little bit before I put it in?
Yeah.
All right, I'll just use this spoon here, break these guys up. See, now if I had a time-lapse camera, like all those fancy videos, you'd see me moving at 10 times the speed here. Which is a novelty, because I'm lucky I can move it all. All right, now I'm going to add 2 cups of milk. Give that a little swirl for the moment. And to that, I'm going to be adding the vanilla, almond extract, and a teaspoon of cinnamon. So now the vanilla extract, I'm going to use a teaspoon and a half. Okay, here's a teaspoon. And here's a half a teaspoon. Okay, and then to that, I'm going to be adding a half a teaspoon of almond extract. Now, these extracts, really, the quantity kind of comes down to your own individual taste. Right now, I'm kind of doing a little experimenting, so I'm only using a half a teaspoon combined with the 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla. In the future, if I think I like more almond, I'll just continue to change that ratio. But for now, I'm going in with a half a teaspoon of almond extract. Okay. And then I'm going to be adding a half of, rather 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, which I'm going to be dividing. I'm not going to be using it all in here, because I'll be using it later on, as you see. So, I'm going to put a teaspoon in right now. So hang on a second, let me just dry this up a little bit. Alrighty. I'm going to put a teaspoon of cinnamon in. Whatever kind of cinnamon you like is fine. A little too much. There we go. That goes in there. And I'm going to whisk together that mixture right now. So we'll give that a good mix. And you know, if you guys played with cinnamon and making French toast, you know, trying to get it to be well blended is really, in my opinion, quite impossible. But we'll see how well we do. The minute quantity of alcohol in the extracts might help it. Then again, might hinder it. I don't know. Yeah, right now in reality, I'm really just getting the eggs mixed well with the extracts and the milk. The cinnamon will do what it wants to do, but it'll be fine. Once this is complete, I'm going to be pouring it over the bread mixture and making sure that all that bread gets nicely saturated. Well, what do you think, babe?
That looks good.
I think the eggs are
Oh, yeah.
well mixed. Okay. I got to get a bowl like this that has a pouring lip, because I'm going to be pouring this over now, and I've always got to be cautious, because without a pouring lip, you know, it tends to want to go wherever it wants. Okay. I'm going to take this now and pour it over this, and we'll hope for the best. I'll come from this side, huh? Okay. And now I'm just going to make sure that all the bread gets saturated. Now you might say, well, why don't you just stir it around? Well, we don't want to disturb the brown sugar butter mixture we have going on the bottom. Though it's okay, you know, if you disrupt it, but you don't want to tear it up completely. So we're going to give this a few minutes to get that bread in there. And you see the importance of getting the bread sizes not too big, because then they won't cover as well. These pieces themselves might even still be a tad too big. It'll work okay, but perhaps the next time out, we'll make them even a little smaller. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. Take a look at our bread here. Now, what I did was that I thought better of it, and I said to you, be careful about not messing up the bottom where the brown sugar and butter was. I disagree with myself now, so I thoroughly mixed the bottom up, okay? I recommend you do the same. It'll take a little time because that butter and brown sugar mixture wants to kind of stay there. So you play around with it best you can. You'll never get it perfect, of course, because it's much heavier than the liquid milk, so it tends to want to settle to the bottom. But you can get it well done like that. So this took me about 5 minutes to get this appearance. All right. Now with that, I'm going to add the other teaspoon, because if you look at the recipe, you see there's 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. I only used 1 in the mix, so I'm going to take another teaspoon of cinnamon, and I'm going to sprinkle it across the top here. Just haphazardly, the best you can. And, by all means, if you really, really like cinnamon, use 2 teaspoons. I can't imagine it would hurt, but this is what I'm using. Okay? That one's going to be very cinnamony. And then, just to complete this, I'm going to add another tablespoon of brown sugar and sprinkle that over the top as well. Now, brown sugar is a little tricky to sprinkle, so I'm going to be using my fingers. And this will basically be designed to help brown up that appearance. And of course, the brown sugar flavor doesn't hurt. Okay. About done with that. Try to move a little bit of that cinnamon off there. Maybe I can flip it over. Yeah, maybe that's a little better. Okay. At this point, what I would be doing is I would be baking this in a preheated oven. Basically, would have preheated it to forgot what I said, 425. You'd preheat the oven to 425 and then bake this for about 25 to 30 minutes. Okay? What I will be doing when I do that, once it comes out of the oven, I'm going to be taking some sliced or slivered almonds. I'm going to just throw them in a pan and do a quick toasting of them, 5 minutes low to medium heat. You don't want to burn them, but it's nice to release those oils, which gives you that nice flavor of the almond. Then I'm simply going to take that and sprinkle across the top. I won't do that now because that'll be done when I do actually bake this. So, with that said, I hope that was clear enough and how it works. I'm sure it'll be very delicious. So again, from the Insecure Chef, I want to thank you for joining us, for myself and for my wife Regina, who's filming. And our dog is quiet because we gave him a gigantic bone.
He has a big treat.
Yes, because he was not going to let us alone. We haven't quite figured that out yet because it doesn't seem to make a difference whether we do this at 5 p.m., 10 p.m., or 2 in the morning.
He just wants our attention.
He wants our attention. So, thank you very much for joining us, and let me know how this works out for you and what you thought of it. Take care.
Enjoy the rest of the day.
Bye-bye.